Good morning. It's Saturday. And I guess it's Christmas in July. I got my little Christmas puppy cup. I think Mom got that for me. But anywho, it's Saturday. And it is pouring the rain. Thunder and lightning, and it is wonderful. And I woke up this morning and I was like, you already go out there in the yard and just dance in it. And of course I didn't, but I thought about it. I probably should have. But Ryder, of course, he lays across my ribs. And I guess he's protecting me, I don't know, but he starts barking at the thunder. But it's been an exciting morning already. But it rained. Like, it really, really rained. So, I bet the river's going to be up this evening when I come back through. I'm excited about that. I like to see it. I love the river. But anyway, there are things, as we all know and have learned, there are things that are going to happen. Some unexpectedly. And yes, we do have the Weather Channel, and they try to tell us it's going to rain at this time for this much and all this stuff. But sometimes they're just not exactly right. And I just don't think that we can always predict the weather or anything else for that matter. But today, I guess, and what's on my mind, I want to encourage you and me as well to do it. And I know I've said that this week already about taking those steps and doing those things and putting forth the effort. But you gotta try. You know, like, it's not going to be perfect. It's probably not going to work out exactly like you plan or you want. But if you don't try and you don't do something, it ain't gonna be anything, you know. Oh, Jesus. Last night, I got home, I had, good grief, gravy. I had about 15 minutes before I needed to get on and do my live for my business. And I get home, and my internet ain't working. I was like, what's going on? So, of course, I restarted it and everything, you know, like you're supposed to do. Wait a while. Still not working. Well, where I live, I don't even hardly have phone service. Like, inside my house, you can't talk on the phone. You gotta go out on the porch. And I only get, like, maybe one bar doing that. And I like it. I like being out and away from everything, and I like seclusion, but I like and want to have integrity. And I said, you've done posted about this, you're supposed to be on live, what are you going to do? So I go out on the porch, because lives are so fickle anyway, and of course I've had trouble. I'm technically challenged. Technologically challenged. But can't no way pull up live here without internet connection. So I go out and I'm like, I've got to let them know that I can't do the live. Well, I try to make the post and I'm like, please God, share. Because it bothers me anyway that I can't do what I said. And then to be worried about even being able to tell them what's going on. Immediately I hit post and it comes up that little exclamation point, failed. And I was like, God, please, I've got to post this at least. Finally get it posted and, you know, work it out or whatever. But there's going to be little unexpected things. Just like There was a song that I heard this week, and it was saying something about, barely getting by and work all the time and still don't have any money, and then something breaks and there you go again. And it does happen sometimes that way of things will it'll almost feel like you're having little setbacks or something. But something that I'm learning, God's helping me with, and because it's been a hard time not being taught the things that I'm trying to learn now. Like, I really wish we were taught these things growing up and taught these things in school, but that's a whole other thing we ain't getting into. But you learn to prepare. You learn, like Dave Ramsey says, you need to have $1,000. And yes, that's very hard to do. But let me tell you what I did. I got a tax return because of my overtime at work. And thank God they've done something to where it's not taxed. And I actually got a return. Not a big return, but I got one. And I had that $1,000 to put in. But what Dave recommends is selling everything you don't need and coming up with $1,000 as quick as you can, putting it in an account. That's your emergency fund. Well, that is smart, because what if your AC quits working? And it's 97 degrees in your house. Like, what if your car breaks down and they charge you over $600 for some coil packs and some spark plugs? And you're like ready to whoop your own hind end for being stupid. Like you just don't know what's going to happen. And it's good to be prepared, because, listen, unexpected things are going to happen. We're going to face things that are going to be hard, just like humanity. Like, we're all going to die. Whether it's going to be today, 50 years down the road, I don't know, but we're going to die. And the great thing is we can prepare for that. My little mama has been, which I don't know, she's probably paid it off by now, but she's been paying payments on her own funeral for years to have that finished, and people ain't going to have to worry about it. Which it wouldn't be worried about it. I mean, we would take care of it, but we can prepare for these things, Just like, and yes, I listen to all kinds of music. Right now apparently we're in the sync together. I'm in country rap mode right now. But there is a song that, let me get it mixed up right here. There is a song. You okay? Yeah. I want to think it's Cardi B. It could be Nicki Minaj. I don't know. It's one of them. But it says, work like you're broke. And Lord, that is good advice. Because something that I've found with myself and that I struggle with is, which pretty much all the time, I kind of act like I got money. Like, I want something and I'll buy it. I'll be like, I work hard. And that something's food, or a coffee. And I'll be like, in my mind, my little voice of reason is saying, you don't need to be spending money. You need to be saving money. You're trying to do big things. And I'm thinking, but I really am craving a black and white from Starbucks and I work hard and I'm tired and I really want one. And I go through and I get one. But there are times when I ain't got as much money, or I'm struggling, or something like that. And I'm thinking, you know, if you hadn't bought those coffees, you'd have had more money. Or if you hadn't went and spent $20 at Chicken Salad Chick, and man, it was good. Or if you didn't go and spend $20 at Long John Silver's because you was really wanting some hush puppies, you would have had more money, you know? And it's like, I try to look at things by the month. And usually that's how things go. Finances anyway. Like you'll have once a month, you know, your rent, your water, your electric, your internet, you know, whatever. And you pretty much know, not exactly at my job either. You pretty much know around about what you're going to make for the week. But I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, and I don't think nobody else really does either. You know? But seems like that's what we're taught, and that's what we grow up in. And that's what I grew up in. You know, it was, you get this money and then you do whatever with it and then you don't have any. Then you're struggling again. And we don't have to do that. We don't have to struggle. We can make smart choices. We can make coffee at home, which is not $7 a cup or $8 a cup, because I want to tip them every time, which is good. I used to waitress. It is good to tip. They're working for their money. But how are we going to have any money if we're just throwing it out in the wind? And everything's expensive, okay? Since COVID, everything has tripled. Land, food, parts, fuel, I mean, just everything. And we need it to live. But what I can tell you, and there's some people on TikTok, God bless them, they're making videos about it and trying to help people, because there really are people in our world that they're doing the best that they can, and they're just barely making it. I mean, they're scratching the bottom of the barrel. You know, like, people are struggling. I struggle, you know. And I could make different choices. You know, I could shut my business down. I could quit doing anything with my dreams and my goals. And I could just go to work and go home. But that's not what I'm supposed to do. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to build the life that I want, and I'm going to achieve my dreams and my goals. As hard as it is, that's what I'm doing. You know, and it's our choices. But there's people on TikTok that are making these videos of how you can eat for $5 and $10 and all that. And yes, buying the cheap stuff, the processed food, it's really not healthy. Like, you know, we're killing ourselves. But there are good ways, there are healthy ways for us to be able to afford to eat and do better. Growing our own stuff, which is what I want to do so bad, and I got to get myself together. My peppers are growing. I'm excited. My peppers are growing. And I think I got some squash growing, and I hope maybe my tomatoes are. I've got tons of seeds. Like, I can't hardly stand to throw away seeds, because I'm like, this will make food. This will grow what you're buying, you know. But you can make meals just like crock pot meals, putting green beans and taters in a crock pot, and you can eat on it for 3 or 4 days. Like, we can make better, smarter decisions and save so much money. And that's why, like, I was at work a couple weeks ago and we was out on a run and the other drivers were going out to a restaurant to eat. And I think I even mentioned this in one of my videos when it happened. But they were going out to eat, and of course, you know, they invited me, and I was like, no, I brought food. And I really did. I brought some good home cooking food. I was like, listen, I love yins, but if I go out and eat with yins, I'll spend $30. And I'm trying to buy land. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I love yins, but I brought food. You know. And that's the thing. We got to make choices and decisions. What do you want? I mean, do you want to keep blowing your paycheck every weekend on going to bars and beer and cigarettes and whatever it is? And that's your choice if that's what you want to do. But if you're tired of going back into work Monday with no money, look at what you're spending it on. And yes, I know the bills, like your bills may be taking everything you got. And you're just fighting to keep the lights on. And that's completely understandable. But I told a coworker yesterday, because we passed a house that was for sale. This is going to be a long one. We passed a house that was for sale. And he said, how much is that house? I said, I ain't got no idea. Well, I said, he said, what road's this? You know, and looks it up on the realty side or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing right now. About to put eyeshadow on my lips. Looked it up. I said, it's a new house. It's probably $500,000 or more. And I was going to say with 0.3 acres, but I didn't. But he looked it up and he said, you was almost right on the money. It's I think it was 549.9 or something like that. And I said, yeah, I had somebody tell me back, it's probably been about 5 years ago now, when I was trying to buy a house then, said, just wait, the housing market's real bad right now, it's going to come down, wait till next year, it'll be cheaper. All it's done is gone up. When I started trying to buy land, an acre was, I think, 5,000 to 7,000. Now it's like 10 plus. And I said, today when we get done, I'm going and trying to buy a house and land. And I was like, because it ain't coming down. It ain't going to get easier. And I said, people keep thinking it's going to come down, things are going to get better, but it's not. We're going to have to work harder. And that's what it comes down to. Whatever it is you want, you're just going to have to work harder. It comes down to us as an individual. Ain't nobody going to fix it. Ain't nobody coming to be your knight in shining armor or your Cinderella or whatever. I don't know what you're waiting on. I don't know what you're waiting on. Get it together. You're going to have to do for you, boo-boo. You're going to have to work harder and smarter. And I don't even know if I have a hair bow. I'm about to knock this over again. But it's out there on my gear stick. Oh, great gravy. Oh, here's one. I think this one will work. What's your pumpkin? What's your pumpkin? You been out playing in the rain? Been out playing in the rain? Yeah. You muddy puppy? You muddy puppy? Love you to pieces. And then he's like, I'm going back outside. I can't stand you. I hate these little things that stick up when you try to put it up. hours later. We're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. Go out here and play in the rain with it. Anyway, you're going to have to do it. Whatever it is. And believe you me, I know. Because I want to go home. And that's the thing with work right now. I want to go home, you know. But the more time you put in, the more money you're going to make. And overtime pay is real nice. So sometimes we've got to put in more money. And that's what I was talking to Mom yesterday about, you know, what I was doing and stuff. And she was like, you know, how are you gonna do this? And I said, I'll do what I got to. I'll go work more, whatever. I mean, this is what I want to do. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. And sometimes you have to, well, really in life at all, with anything, you've just got to buckle down and do it. And it'll work out. And one thing I can tell you about me that I have is, and no, get out of here while I'm spraying hairspray. You know better than that. And just like I'm not perfect by no means, and my faith ain't always real grand, and there's things that I don't understand and I ain't real happy about, and me and God know, you know, where we're at with things, but I do have faith that regardless of what's going on or regardless of what I do, He's going to take care of it, and He's going to take care of me. And just like this morning, I was thinking while I was making coffee, I love you, thank you. Sit down where you're at, let me do this. God's going to take care of it. See, you wouldn't be sneezing if you wouldn't be in here with me doing this. Child of mine. As I told myself, God wants me to have things too, and He wants me to have, you know, what I'm working on, because God is no respect of person. Like, He doesn't want to just bless your cousin or your neighbor. Like, He wants to bless you too, and He loves us. And sometimes we think or we look, and something I do, God forgive me, is I think people that are just, mean, just mean people, seem like they just have everything and they have it so easy. And it's not like I'm jealous or mad or that I don't want them to have anything, because I want them to be blessed too, but it's like I don't understand why seem to be mean-spirited people seem to be doing so well. Then there's people over here I know that are just such good people that are really struggling, and I don't understand. But I know that God loves us all, and He wants to bless us all. And it's kind of, I think, a timing thing. It just takes time, and it's all in its time, in its own time. You know, their time's coming, just like somebody else's time's coming. And you don't know somebody's story. Like, there may be people that that are really mean to other people, and you think they look like they've just got it all together, and they may be just miserable, like can't even sleep at night. And if you're horrible to everybody, I don't know how you can sleep at night. But you know, God knows, and He'll take care of that, just like me and my bad things. And I'm not perfect, and I have my struggles too. What on God's green acre are you doing up there? So, what I'm going to tell you is to try and to go and do, and God will help you. And that's what I thought before I kind of made my step. I was like, God, if you want me to do something different, or if there's some reason why this hasn't worked out yet, or, you know, that I need to wait for something else or whatever, you're going to have to show me. Like, you're just going to have to show me something, because I'm just going to do it. You know, I just keep waiting around. I keep having, you know, fear and all, because we fear change. Like, we want things, but I think we fear change. But I was like, God, you're just going to show me something. So what I'm going to tell you is go after whatever it is. Whatever it is, go after it, make the steps, and God's going to help you. He's going to navigate you. Trust Him. Keep your eyes open and your ears open and your heart open, and do the best you can, and go. And that's all we can do, but don't sit still. And I know there's scripture, be still, know that I'm God, and you're going to know that too. And I think that means something different maybe than what we've been taught. But get moving. Get moving. And sometimes it will feel like you're stuck and there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. And that could be the time where He's like, be still, I'm working. You'll know that too. But you're going to have to get started and quit sitting there. Quit being scared. Because it's on you. Y'all have a good day.